Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are talking all about brown eyes. I told you guys I was going to be doing this video a few weeks ago. I did a video on color theory and what colors are complementary for blue and green eyes, and I somehow failed to address brown eyes in that video. That might be the most epic fail on my channel. So I told you that I was going to be doing a video exclusively for brown eyes, and my beautiful friend Nazreen agreed to be my model. So before we get into the video, I just want to talk real quickly about brown eyes. The really fortunate thing about brown eyes is you can pull off color even better, like emerald colors, jewel tone colors, purples. On Nazreen's eye, I did a neutral eye because I feel like colors can be intimidating, and while you can still incorporate it into your look, it doesn't have to be so shocking or so bold. So for Nazreen, we did a really pretty combination of browns, neutrals on the upper lid, and a pop of color on her lower lash line. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So for Nazreen's look, I used the Norvina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I love this palette because there are your really beautiful neutral colors, but there are these pops of colors with the plums and purples, and I wanted to incorporate that into her look, but I wanted to also keep it comfortable and wearable for her because she does wear neutrals. So we thought it'd be fun to just pop a little bit of purple on her lower lash line. What do you think? Do you like it?
I love it. I wouldn't have thought to use that color because I would, like you said, it just can be intimidating, but I love it.
Yeah, it looks so pretty. All right, you guys, well, let's get started.
All right, so first I'm going to start by priming her lids, and I'm using the Color Stay eyeshadow primer. I do also want to talk a little bit more about brown eyes and why so many colors work with them, because brown is a combination of all the primary colors. So really the colors of shadow that you can use are pretty limitless. The colors that are going to make your brown eyes pop are going to be more of those jewel tone colors like purple or blue or green. Now I hear from a lot of people, well, I don't really like to wear, I like to wear neutral colors. So that's why I decided to do this look for Nazreen, because I wanted to show you a look that was neutral, but that still incorporated those colors that are going to make the brown eyes pop. Also, I want to say that if you have like hazel eyes or gold or green in your eyes and you want to pull those colors out more and make those colors pop, then you would use the complementary color to those colors. So next I'm just setting her eyelid with a kind of a basic skin tone matte shade, and I'm going from her brow bone to her lash line. I like to do this step because it just helps the rest of the shadow go on a bit softer and helps it blend out a little bit better. Next, I'm going to do a transition color, so I'm using this color from the palette. And Nazreen has very, very dark brown eyes, so you'll see that I kind of build this color up. I think when you have really dark eyes, you can wear more eye makeup. You can make it a little bit deeper. Like I said, jewel tone colors are really going to make really dark brown eyes pop. So you can see that I take my time really building this crease color up, and then I'm going to go back in later and darken it even a tad bit more. I like to start lighter. I always feel like it's easier to add to a look, but harder to take away. So I like to do little bitty layers and build to the level of depth that I want. Here I'm just pulling that shadow down to her outer corner lash line to create that just seamless, continual crease that connects to the lashes. She has like the perfect eye shape for eyeshadow, you guys. Like doing her makeup is seriously like a makeup artist's dream. It's just, she's just stunning and beautiful on the inside too. When I asked her to do this, she like no hesitation. She's like, absolutely. Okay, next I'm going in with this shade here on the lid. This is probably my favorite color out of this palette. So yes, it's neutral, but it's a really bright copper, and this works great for brown eyes. I think it also works really nice for green eyes and for blue eyes too, because it has so much of that copper that it's going to complement blue or green eyes. But you guys, it's so bright and metallic that it really just makes dark brown eyes pop because it's such a contrast. It's in contrast in light and dark. It's beautiful. So I'm just packing this all over the lid. Next, I'm going to take this shade Dreamer, which is a really light shimmery shade, and I'm going to use a more defined brush to just pop this right on the inner corner and slightly brighten up that inner corner on her. I'm keeping it concentrated on the upper inner corner. You could also take this on the lower inner corner and kind of create like a little bit of a C from top to bottom. Gives a nice pretty highlight. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm taking a dark purple eyeliner and I am pretty generously lining her lower lash line. This is the color Borderline by MAC. I had trouble finding this online the other day, so if I can't find it, I'll link some alternative options, but it's just a really nice dark bluish purple. Next, I'm taking this purple out of the palette, and you guys, that color, I think it's called Celestial, is so gorgeous. And I'm just packing this directly on top of that liner. Because I'm putting this on top of a darker liner, it's not going to be as light and bright as it looks in the palette. It's going to be darker. So if you want to have more of that pop punch of bright purple, then I would suggest using a lighter purple liner or just putting eyeshadow primer down first and then putting the eyeshadow on top of it. Because by putting something darker underneath it, it's going to darken it. But you still get a good fair amount of purple and you can still see it, especially by applying it with a brush like this that's a really dense definer brush. This is by Sigma. I'll have it linked down below. So I'm just going over that all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner. Then I'm taking this shade and I'm going to deepen the outer crease a little bit and create more definition in that outer corner. Like I said, her eyes are so dark, so she can handle more color, I feel like, and it still be appropriate for like a daytime look for her. Whereas this might be more of my nighttime look, this looks very nice on her for daytime, I feel like. So I'm just really concentrating that on the outer corner. I'm using a MAC 224 brush to build it and blend it out. For this side, I decided to grab a smaller brush that I could go in and pack that color on. It wasn't going on as dark as I wanted, so I just grabbed this brush. I don't even know which one this is, but I'll have some options linked down below. And I'm just packing it on the outer corner where I want it, and then I'm going to go back in with a softer blending brush, and I'm going to soften that edges a little bit. When you do this technique, I feel like this is like makeup for, I hate to say makeup for dummies because that sounds mean, but I don't mean that. You know what I mean. It just makes it a lot easier. You just want to make sure you don't blend too much to where you lose the concentration of color. Then I am lining her eyes with a black liquid liner. This is by DHC, really intense, rich black. And I'm pulling it up slightly to give her a little bit of a wing. Her eyes turn down a little bit on the outer corner, so I'm just kind of lifting them up by winging the upper liner out of it. For mascara, we're using the Charlotte Tilbury Fat Lashes. I love this mascara. This is actually her mascara, so that's why I'm using the wand directly and not a disposable wand.
All right, you guys, that wraps up this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!